Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to be back with you again live in the studio on our regular set. This is the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think Aaron's adjusting your mic.
Aaron did something. I can't hear anything.
I heard it pop.
Right?
When you first came out. Anyways, I think we're good. We're good.
All right, so you can hear me now.
I can hear you now, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. I am super glad to be back in studio live. It's been way too long.
Yeah, it's been I can't remember the last time.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Way too long. So what have you been up to in the past 3 weeks, Matthew?
In the past 3 weeks? Oh, boy. Lots of stuff, like going to Mexico. That was cool. That was fun. Yeah. Yeah.
For the this was Cabo, right?
For the leaders retreat.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep, I brought 160 people with me. It was super fun. We did all sorts of really cool stuff, including razor running in the desert. Obviously, we all kind of broke off and did certain things. Right. Unfortunately, the snorkeling was canceled. The big group tour, which really stunk. Because I was really looking forward to that, but they weren't.
Oh yeah.
They weren't letting boats out. It was not our decision. It wasn't It wasn't even the company's decision.
Right. I got a call Monday morning at like 6:30 in the morning, and it was an international phone number.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, hey, this is Enrique, maybe, and this is Enrique. Just wanted to let you know the port's closed."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me right now.
Yep.
It's early in the morning. What are you trying to say? And he goes, no snorkel. And I'm like, oh, you're trying to say that we are not going on the excursion.
Yep. I got all ready. I got everything ready.
You had your flippers on.
I was literally about to walk out of the room. And that's when I found out. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because I was looking forward to it. But they closed the port. There's nothing. They were not letting boats in the water, period.
Right.
So
there was a weather warning there in Cabo. And I don't think it was necessarily a storm. I think it was wind.
Something.
I think the wind had kicked up pretty good. And
yeah. And I don't think it ever really amounted to anything, which is frustrating. But anyways, besides that, I mean, gosh, we played in the pool.
Yeah.
I had so much fun playing water volleyball. They played water volleyball for hours and hours, but I caught on at the very end. I came in and played probably for the last half hour. It was so much fun. And just hanging in the pool with everybody.
Nice.
And the welcome reception, and then the farewell dinner, and the event in between.
I was gonna say, I want to know more. I have only heard rumors of how the training went on Saturday morning.
Well, you, my friend, would be asking the wrong dude. All right, because I've been to Mexico a lot.
Yeah.
Right. It's a roll of the dice every time. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Are you telling me what I think you're about to tell me?
I was worshiping the porcelain gods at the time I don't know what we ate or where we ate it, but
I can tell you ate food in Mexico.
I ate the food what you ate. In Mexico, and it is a fantastic weight loss program. I recommend it highly. So, it was... I've been a bunch of times. I've always escaped that because it does seem like there's a small amount of the group that ends up with something because it's just Mexico.
This is Montezuma's revenge,
the Montezuma's revenge. Yes, as they call it. So, anyways, I actually caught the last bit of the training. I caught the last bit of my dad, and about right when he was handing things over to Bob Tierney.
Oh, gotcha.
And Bob's story and everything was powerful, right?
Brought people to tears from what I heard.
Brought people to tears. It was fantastic. But that's what I caught. So I didn't even get to see Michael, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I was at everything else. It was just, man, when it hit right at the end.
Yeah.
I wasn't going nowhere.
Oh, and that makes sense. When that kind of thing comes on, you don't want to be...
You don't want to be out on an excursion somewhere. That's for darn sure.
Right. Well, I tell you what, we can ask our featured guest a little bit more about that. We'll bring him out in just a couple of minutes here.
Because he was there.
He was there.
So he would know.
But from what I understand, everyone there agreed that this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yes.
And it's funny. Nancy just posted on our podcast.
What did
that
she say?
Everyone was crying.
Yes.
Everyone cried. And I'm assuming that was not the Montezuma's revenge they were crying over, but maybe some of what Bob Tierney was sharing.
I'm sure there were some tears shed there too. But yes, she's talking about Bob Tierney. That room was full, and it was
awesome.
It was such a good event.
That's awesome.
What I caught of it, of course.
So then, in true fashion, let me ask you, good sir.
Yes.
What is new and exciting?
New and exciting. We've got the Mega reunion tour.
Now, Mega is
Make events great again.
Make events great again. And this is
That's
just
catchy. We should coin. We should probably coin that. We came up with it.
Mega obviously is a prefix that has been attached to words for a long time.
Sure, to make it big.
Mean big.
Grand.
And so the fact that we came up with an accurate acronym. Accurate and
it's not an adjective.
Oh my gosh, I can't even say it.
It's an acronym.
An acronym.
Yes.
Accurate acronym.
Yes.
Is just fortuitous, right?
Yeah,
Make events great again. But this is called the Mega Reunion Tour because we want all of the communities around the nation to get coming back together live again.
Yes, we do.
And we are kicking this thing off. Oh, there we go.
Oh, we got the
we've got the
schedule here.
The image up here on the screen. We are kicking things off.
September 9th through 11th, the Chicago Renatus Reunion Tour.
Chicago.
Right? Chi-Town. I'm super excited because after having this leaders retreat event and putting 160 people inside of that room and having Bob Tierney up there sharing his story, it just reminded me, as well as I hope everybody else, how important in-person events are.
Yeah.
It just doesn't translate that well when you're talking about this over Zoom. I mean, Zoom's an effective tool, but if we had done that over Zoom, I don't think that it would have had the impact.
Right.
And
it definitely wouldn't have had the impact to get everybody cheering. This is the way.
Not at all. Yeah, exactly. And so it was so good just to be with people again and see everybody. And this was the first time I had been on an airplane in probably 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was great to see everybody. It was great to be with everybody and have a fun time in sunny Cabo where the air is pure.
Oh man.
Because I came back, I left Utah and I was like, what the heck? I can't even see the mountains. It's so the smoke is so thick.
We've got so much smoke in the air right now from the wildfires that are burning to the west of us.
Yeah.
That it's just getting carried out. All right.
Yeah.
I can
so
talk
anyways,
about
but
that.
I came back and it was the same, and it's been that way for a couple months now. But anywho.
So we are getting kicked off in Chicago.
Yes.
Now the Mega Reunion Tour is going to be a series of events, right? We've got the Thursday night meeting where Bob Snyder and Scott Rowe are going to do the epic presentation.
Correct.
And I know that Bob has been refining this presentation for the last several.
It's been a while, yeah.
Several weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. He's been working on it.
And he is going to dial it in and then share with everyone. Not only awesome content, but also how to give the presentation.
Yeah.
So
showing people the way.
That's right. This is the way.
Because it's you gotta know the way to do the way.
That's right. So then Friday is going to be kind of a couple of smaller meetings. I think some leadership
kinda
meetings.
Hang out.
That kind of deal.
Probably hang out with Scott and Bob and get to rub shoulders and pick their brains.
And then Saturday is a Super Saturday.
Yes.
And this is going to be, if you're an ICM and you are anywhere near any one of the cities on this list, you need to make it a priority to be there for the Super Saturday.
Yes, you do. But you also don't want to miss this opportunity to bring guests. This is one of those things, right, that like nationals, regionals, any of these kinds of events, these big events, where I know that I've made this mistake personally, where I show up and all I can do is sit there in regret that I didn't bring more guests or any guests. There have been times, right, where I didn't even bring a guest and I felt terrible.
Right.
because it was such an amazing event, and I knew if I had a guest, multiple guests, any of the people I could have probably or should have made a better effort to bring,
Yeah.
right? They would be in after seeing the event. So I have personally kicked myself for that. I don't want to see you make that same mistake.
So make sure that you make it a priority to invite your guests and to be available for these meetings, because they will absolutely inspire you as you're taking the next steps in your business, and they will prepare you with the tools that you need to really get back to the basics of how to get out there and promote the Renatus opportunity.
Yeah.
And Bob is basically going to take 35 years of experience and condense it down into a training that is just going to rock your world.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Next Tuesday, September the 7th, we are kicking off the very first Renatus 10-day challenge.
Oh, yes.
In fact, we have called this the Renatus Spartan 10-day challenge.
Awesome. September 7th.
September.
I didn't have a date for
the
that. So
7th.
September 7th.
And I tell you what I'm going to do right here, right now, live on this call is give every single person who is listening the opportunity to get in first.
Sweet. How do they get there?
We haven't even broadcast this information.
No, we haven't. How do they get there?
This is how they get there. Go to Facebook.
Okay.
Type in Renatus space 10.
Okay.
It'll be the first thing that pops up.
Okay.
You'll see it, Renatus 10-day challenge.
Yeah.
Click on it and then join the group.
Sweet.
You
Okay.
will be the very first ones who get to be part of the group. And then starting next Tuesday the 7th, we are going to start. And every day it's going to be a short training, it'll be about 30 minutes
Yeah.
with homework. And then you're going to have to turn in your homework every day. Now, if you can't get to it every day, then watch the recording for the day, and then you can turn in your homework later. But I didn't bring it with me. I wish I'd brought it with me, because we have these amazing medallions made up.
Oh, yes, we
for
do.
anybody who completes the 10-day challenge.
Yes.
So not only will you be able to take the tools and take everything that you learn in the 10-day challenge and apply it to your business, not only are you going to get this incredible Renatus, and the thing is heavy.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
big
real.
old
It's a
metal.
real medal.
Oh, yeah.
It's not no cheapo. Kind
Right. Right.
You won your soccer tournament when you were 6.
Here's
kinda.
your participation
Yeah.
trophy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is a legit, only going to be offered to those people that complete the 10-day challenge. And then lastly, we are going to recognize you on our Founders Live national call. We're going to recognize every single conqueror, is what we've started calling. For those people
Conqueror.
who conquer
love
the
it.
10-day
I love
challenge.
It's just 10 days. You can do
10
it.
days. That's right.
Yeah.
So we're starting on the 7th. We will finish the following Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be 2 days that you
Didn't
can
you
catch
say it
up in the
was-
middle.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going Tuesday to Thursday.
Right.
Tuesday to the Thursday the following.
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
Correct. So there'll be 2 days in the middle that'll allow you to catch up. So we're going to have the first 4 days, 2 days to catch up, and then the last 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go through, we're going to find all the people that have completed all 10 of the challenges, and it's going to be awesome.
Cool. Okay, right on,
So
man.
the 10-day
That's great.
challenge starts September 7th.
So that's coming up, man. That's
coming
less than
up.
a week away.
That's
right?
next Tuesday,
So, yeah,
the
it's
day
next
after
Tuesday.
Labor Day, which is kind of fitting, right?
Yeah.
You have Labor Day, and then you get to work.
And then you get to work.
Booyah.
Everybody relaxes for Labor Day. It's weird.
Oh, man, I love it. Anthony Mallett's like, I'm the first one to join the group.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so let's bring out our featured guest for the J.A.M. for this episode.
Yeah.
And I think we should start with an apology.
Oh, yes.
I feel the need to apologize to Miss Nancy Rowe. Nancy, I apologize that our featured guest was unavailable to make your meeting, as I know it's important to you. And yet he felt the drive, he felt the need to serve the community on a little bit of a different scale by joining us on the J.A.M today. So Nancy Rowe, please accept my apology.
Yes. I'm sorry too.
Mine was better. I'm sorry too.
Ditto.
All right. So our featured guest is incredible. Why don't you introduce him?
Man, this is one of the longest standing pack members.
Yes.
The amount of awards that this man has, he runs out of polish on a regular basis. All right. This guy not only finds a way to be the top dog, but he makes it out to Sturgis with Woody and Bob Snyder on an annual basis.
Yes, he does.
We have our illustrious Scott Rowe in the house, man. What's up, Scott?
Scooty.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
You're muted.
I can't hear you now.
No, I'm not muted.
Oh, there
you are. I think Aaron muted you.
Right.
Now you're
Aaron
good.
Didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here I am, and just I don't know why Sturgis is so impressive getting out there.
Well, I mean, Woody couldn't do it.
Well, you mentioned Woody in there, like he goes there every year with Woody. I mean, don't worry. I got a good story about that. I got a great story about that.
Yeah,
right? Great story. So Woody didn't come this year with us, and he's in Florida. And to Woody's defense, he got COVID. Right? Couldn't come.
Yep.
And I was like, I mean, Sturgis, I'm like, go get another test, man. There's gonna be a negative somewhere. He really was dealing with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Out there, some other people that come out and hang out too. Chris Myers, who is one of the Renatus students as well, who's blonde like Woody, same frame as Woody. What we dubbed Chris, and he rides. He's a maniac too, like your dad. So Woody in a Vanderhall is a maniac. So we're like, dude, you're just like Woody. So we dubbed him New Woody. And every picture that we took, we sent to Woody in a group text like, hey, dude, don't worry, got new Woody. Might not even need old Woody anymore. we go to Rochford, this little town called Rochford, and we stapled dollar bills to the almost to the ceiling, right? And that's what everybody does. They put stuff in the ceiling. So, and every year it's me, Bob, and Woody signing the dollar, right? And this year we put new Woody on there.
That's gonna hang there forever. Yeah. I love it.
That's funny.
I love it.
Isn't Chris like a little bit shorter than Woody?
Yeah, I think a little.
I don't know. I haven't seen Woody in so long. I
love it.
Oh man. Well, Scott, let me ask you this question. You have obviously, I mean, you've been top income earner for years. You have been an experienced team leader, inspired thousands, tens of thousands across the nation to get out of the rut in their lives and really go out there and hammer success. What drives you?
Oh, that's a good question. A lot of people. I heard your dad. I heard Bob Snyder say this once. He goes, "Not really a goal setter. He just does work, right?" And in my life, I don't really have goals. People are like, "What are your goals?" I'm like, I don't know. All I do is I'm living in the present, and I wake every single morning for that moment that I can do an impact in the morning, right? Or that I got a follow coming up. I'm going to do that follow up, and putting the best I can into whatever I'm doing, and then checking results afterward to say, okay, how can we improve it? So always been there's three words I've used in my mantra since I can remember is, right? So being committed to what you're doing. And Renatus is real easy to get committed to because one of the top rated real estate investing edges in the country, lots of awards, a lot of people want to do real estate, so it's real easy to have somebody go, hey, I'm thinking about that every time I go to work. So that's easy to get committed to. The mission of helping people understand what we're not and how they could take advantage of it by results of other people that have already taken advantage of it. That's easy. So it's easy to get committed to that mission. This was the easiest commitment outside of marrying my wife. Okay, so that was me. Paid for. All right, so being committed is easy to this thing. So committed, and then consistent, right? everybody on my team knows where to find me every Monday and every Tuesday and every Wednesday and every Thursday and every Friday, right? And the nice thing about what Bob Snyder has put together in Renatus is he's given us a platform to not only do real estate in a very comprehensive and progressive way, right? So there's always something you can learn next, and you can always find in Renatus. The support is awesome. But what he's also done is give us an opportunity to participate with the compensation program and different levels there too. So I can actually make sales. I can find somebody and help them achieve what we've achieved and make money. But if I can help other people through the overrides, right, and some of the training overflows that are in the compensation program, by helping other people, I can really start having a life that allows me to go to Sturgis, right, for 2 weeks. Now, I was in Sturgis, but there's plenty of people in my team that took over what I was doing daily in impacts, right? So that repetition means that, hey, Scott, I've been watching your impacts all the time. I could do the impact. Great, you do it. But I still did the intro on Wednesday night. And it was just 2 hours out of my week that I actually go, I'm going to be there to do this. So there's not a lot of opportunities where you can create an income stream in partnership with a company like Renatus that is like this, right? Where you can actually create a schedule that isn't going to be an 8-hour to 12-hour schedule giving your life up, right?
Right.
So it's easy to get consistent when you say, all right, I'm going to work my butt off for the first year like my wife and I did. We worked our butt off. We worked 8 hours a day at this business, 3 to 4 days a week, and then worked on, the education as well that first year. But after that, because of the way the comp plan works, now all you got to do is be there for other people, maybe on a 3-way call to get the questions answered right for the person. But so that consistency, and the reason I'm saying this is because it's very easy to get committed to Renatus because of what it stands for and what it's helping people achieve. It's real easy to get consistent when the comp plan allows you to create a schedule around helping another person. And if you understand this business well enough, you'll do it more in groups. Like there's a reason I do an impact every single morning with hundreds of people on, because there's somebody's got a question that now 100 other people know or have the answer to. This group setting. So what I've learned from Bob Snyder and what he's created here, a consistency to not burn me out.
Yeah.
In this, right? And then finally, creative, right? So I'm committed, consistent, and creative. Creative is what you do after the fact. Like, hey, listen, that was good. I'm constantly tweaking slides. I'm like, all right, I did that. It was good. Let me just add this a little bit, or let me just take this away, right? So as long as you're thinking about your business and how to improve it on a weekly basis, in spending some time up here, then you're always excited about whatever you've created. Make sense? There's always that, dude, I got an idea, right? Which keeps you fresh, right? So the reason I believe my success is what has been what it's been is because I was committed to this, and I wouldn't be committed to this because I needed money. I came down to the first meeting I didn't want to come. In duress. My wife had gone to a meeting. I'm like, I'm not going to no dog and pony show. Are you kidding me? And then I went down to the meeting, and it was good. And the people were cool, and they were doing stuff. I'm like, all right, this is good. So I'm not doing this because it's the only thing to do. I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do, right? It's the right thing that in life, if you can earn a living, and then on a fantastic living, and create a life where you can go to Sturgis or you can go to Mexico, right? You don't have to answer to somebody. You don't have to be accountable to anybody but you or your wife. The point is, like, it's easy. I'm committed because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do to help somebody in the world. And if you get paid for it, like Bob's allowing us to get paid for it, it's awesome. So committed, consistent, creative is, I think, my 3 keys. And so as long as, and I love the work, right? I love the work because it doesn't feel like work.
I love it. I'll never forget when you and I first met 10 plus years ago. I'll never forget. At first, you were, how do I say this nicely? A little abrasive, a little bit.
Really?
That doesn't sound like Scott.
That doesn't sound like Scott. A little bit. And
you're thinking of somebody else, probably.
But within the first conversation, I realized that you were fighting to protect your people, that you were constantly looking out for other people. And so even though you were just a little bit abrasive for me, I could tell very quickly that you were absolutely protecting your people and all about making sure that they had the tools that they needed for success. And it's like, you know what? I can work with people like you because you're incredible. You have such a love for the people that are with you that you just want to help everybody go out there and really kill it. So I love hearing your 3 C's. I love how committed you are to it. And it really shows how much you love people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all that's required.
As you're saying this, I was thinking, man, I wish I had a video of our first encounter so I could see what that looked like. I'm not abrasive. I don't think I'm abrasive.
No, it was just,
I probably am. I'm a porcupine, bro. Trust me. I was admitting to my wife, I am an a-hole. Yeah.
But in the best way, because you're always trying to protect people and help. You're always productive. It's not like you're mean. It's not like you're out there trying to offend others.
No.
It's always with intent.
I would call you straight to the point kind of.
There you go. There you go.
But some people, they need a lot of fluff before and sugarcoating and what I mean.
Yeah.
And so that's why
that's what makes getting along with you easy.
It makes it easy for me. I can tell you that. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen, Jay. When I text Jay, it's one line, right? It's not like can we get on the phone? I've got a story to tell you. I'm like, yeah. Yo, Jay, bang, right? And I'll tell you something. I want to tell you. Can I say something?
Sure.
The drive classes inside the Woody's Drive, those classes inside the Profits courses. If you don't have those, you should get them because understanding yourself. I'm an executive, right? I can only handle tangent speak for so long. And because of the drive classes, they really did help me with myself and help me with relationship with my wife, help with team. I mean, there was times in an executive setting where I know my answers are right. I know exactly how this next thing should go. But you need the team to talk about it. Does that make sense? And I need to pull myself out of that conversation. I mean, I leave the meeting not in disrespect, but simply because I need to go, right? Or I'll destroy the meeting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And understanding ourselves in that capacity really can help. I think every good team should have an intellect, right? Because intellects, they don't see failure the way that like a validator would see failure, right?
Right.
They're like, failure. We failed. We didn't fail. We learned. Look at all the data we got, right? Whereas So understanding exactly how drive works, and again, that's another thing for Renatus. This is why I'm committed to it. I'm committed to because I have learned so much for myself in this thing. That's the mission. And anybody that gives up on this, giving up because they're motivated by the lack of a result. And that's not me. I'm motivated by the event, right? Like the moment, not the I'm not counting like, wow, I'm like, no, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's going, but I said it.
No,
you know
that's
what?
Fascinating.
Yeah. And it just shows again that you are committed to empowering people, to helping people, even if that means taking yourself out of the equation. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
You would expect somebody with your stature, somebody who's had your success, to have this ego to say, oh, no, I am the answer to all your questions. But you have the ability to say, I'm not going to be everybody's answer for every question. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I do believe I have all the answers, but I have to pull myself out so people can come up with it too. like that's the problem, right? Like an executive, and again, I'm okay with that. I have a flaw, right? I have a complete flaw in my life.
There's actually there's a profound amount of self-awareness in that statement. Keep going.
Yes,
seriously.
I'm flawed because I believe I know best. Does that make sense? And unfortunately, I don't, right? I mean, when somebody's talking, I'm like, wait, right? And unfortunately, you find yourself alone if for some reason you exist in that what you think is your reality, right?
Yeah.
And I believe I got fantastic ideas, and if we just implement those ideas, we'd all be awesome, right?
Yes.
And I have that belief, and again, that's probably one of the reasons that I am as successful as I am, because I mean, it's called an ego. And some people, there's plenty of people when I started in this business, they'll go back just like you did, Jay. They're like, when I met Scott, I was a freak, and I'm like. Right, so but it can't, right, and unfortunately, you know, it's not a relator trait. Like, relator is way down for me. And if you understand this, the classes I'm talking about, drive classes, relator and validator is my last one. I do not give a crap what people think of me. And I think that's a strength to me running a meeting. Makes sense? I'm never looking at the crowd wondering what they're thinking or what they're judging. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. But it's also the reason that a lot of people after a meeting will say, I love what you guys are doing here. I don't know if I like that guy. And they'll talk about me. I recognize this. And then when they meet my wife, they're like, but I love you. She's a relator, right? I don't know if I like him, but I love you, right? And how are you married to him? And here's the cool thing: because of Drive, we understand why, right?
Right.
So,
yes.
right.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of fun. But again, the reason I am is the self-awareness is like, yeah. Like, I don't take myself too seriously. If people get to know me, they realize that I see things through humor first, right? I'm always making a joke, whether it be my expense or the situation's expense or maybe somebody else's expense a lot of times. And, you know, I just think that, you know, we're lucky. We're lucky to be here because we get to live the life that we create because of Renatus, and who doesn't want that? Everybody wants it. Whether they have the capacity to stick with it is really the key. Everybody wants what we have. Everybody wants to be the Michael Huggins. Everybody wants to be the Bob Tier. Wants to be Nancy Rowe. The problem is they got to stick with it long enough, right? They have to be as committed as we are. And I know there's a lot of people through this COVID thing. All right, the tangent, but this COVID thing has created a lot of people going back to work, and I'm okay with that. I'm like, listen, sometimes you have to get a job to support the dreams that you're building over here, right? That's okay, right? But don't forget why we're here. We're here because it's almost like it's a human church. Like, we're working on humans, even if it's ourselves, right? Stay committed to the reason that we're all getting together. Get committed to that mega reunion tour, and remember why we all got together. It isn't all about money. Right? It's about lifestyle. And part of that lifestyle is hanging out with people that know what you want and we want the same thing. And we all share a common goal and dream, a vision of financial freedom, and hanging out with people spiritually that see the life the way that we do. Unfortunately, a lot of people that go back to work in these times are sitting in a cubicle today listening to somebody complain. They're like, oh God, I gotta be. So it is very important to reconnect with this group on a weekly basis, or coming to the reunion tour. This is why I'm excited about the future, because I mean, we already know how to build it, right? We know what can be done with it, and we're the COVID antidote. Makes sense? Like, somebody plugs in with us or replugs in with us, we've already got this thing nailed, right? We're still here, and that's I tell people all the time. Like, you're going to give up on you before we give up on you, or Renatus gives up on you. So figure out when you can clear your schedule so you can re-engage.
Nice. Love it. Matt,
That's
you
so
had
true.
a question that we were talking about before the call.
Yeah. So a real question, right? Like, it's hard.
Let me put my thinking cap on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I just, you know, I just mean
now
like
it
real.
just got serious.
Like, as in, okay. So I mean, we're all different drive types. You've got a huge team full of different personalities and backgrounds and all sorts of stuff. So how do you get people to listen to the proper way to do things versus maybe what they're doing and it's not working?
Yeah. First of all, you have to listen. I am a good listener, right? If for some reason I want to engage with a human, I can listen and then get very clear on what they're saying, and then kind of show them what they're being and or doing isn't working. Does this make sense? I'm good at that. If I'm not in a hurry, right? Like, if I'm not, if I'm not trying to crush it and say, no, this is the way it's going to go. I can be good at listening. And when you listen, you can usually steer them. You understand their drives. I mean, based on the drives, I understand. I know exactly it doesn't take very long to figure out what somebody's drive is if you just pay attention and ask a few questions, right? And what you got to do is sometimes put your main drives on the side and kind of tap into a drive to communicate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Tailor the communication.
So I am a fantastic listener. I'm a very good logical listener to the point where it can be so logical that people see there's no, even if I'm giving advice they don't like, they're like, well, thanks for giving to me straight, right? And without emotion. You didn't get wrapped up in my situation, right? So I am good at that, I think.
Yeah. Right on.
That's pretty awesome. And that's a talent that I think we don't see as often as I would hope. Especially in business.
Yeah. It's a quality I think a leader needs.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to get by without. That's for sure. But
yeah.
I don't think here. Let me see. This is the way I listen. When I hear the word need, it's almost I replace the word need with deserve. It's a quality that a leader deserves to have, right?
Yes.
And it is required in order to be the best leader you can be. But nobody needs to do anything. We all get to, right?
Yeah.
And when we realize that we get to, then I don't use the word need anymore. I'm like, hey, you need to do this, because at that point I'm becoming the dad or the principal, right? So I'm like, hey, you know what you deserve to do? You deserve to get this, and you deserve to get this, because if you get this, man, your life's gonna be incredible.
Boy, that's a great way to put it.
Get it, right? Like if you get what I'm about to say to you, because if you use it, it could unlock some doors for you. If you need to, forcing them through the doors instead of them walking through it. So I changed my language a long time. And when you said it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm not trying to be your coach, bro, but I just
No. I love the idea of being more intentional with the words that we use to create the right perception, because that changes the way that I receive the message, the words.
Right.
To change the word need to deserve.
This goes back to what I was just asking about how do you guide people to the way, right? If they're doing it wrong, or it's not working or something like that. That's exactly it, right? Careful in how you deliver the message. And that was, the words we use really do have an impact, right? Because it's how it's going to be perceived on the other end. So if you know the drive system, you know how people are going to perceive things. That's beautiful.
So Mr. Rowe, let me ask you this question. If you could today turn around and talk to the Scott Rowe that attended the very first meeting the very first time, what would you say to him if you had 30 seconds or less?
I'd be like, I know you're thinking what I'm thinking. That's it. Because by the end of the meeting, if I didn't want to do it after the end of the meeting, I would be disingenuous to what it's all about. Does that make sense? You cannot deny, if you're logical enough and you're listening without emotion, like I hope I do a lot, then you can't deny. And I think what I said to the person, I'm like, let me get this straight, dude. I think it was Andrew, if you remember Andrew. So I'm like, let me get this straight, bro. What you guys have done, every single person that drives to work past an apartment complex goes, oh, that's a lucky SOB that owns that because I'm on my way to work, right? Everybody always thought about, I wonder what it will be like to own those. Or, man, that would be nice to get a big check on that guy that's doing fixing. Everybody thinks that, right? Would we agree? At one point in their adult life, they're like, what I would be like if I owned a big 6 unit, right?
Oh, yeah.
So everybody that I know and I'm going to come in contact with is thinking about exactly what you guys are focused on, which is real estate. I said, but you guys have given people a chance to make money on the idea of real estate. And immediately, I'm like, you've wrapped it up in a comp plan. I said, this is unbelievable, right? I just got to understand a couple of things. And I remember asking him, I asked the question. So you asked me a question. If you're 30 seconds from the guy now to the guy then, I'd be like, and that's it. I still have the same feeling about it. I'm still consistently and committed from that first night, right? To going, I remember, this is the conversation I had with my wife. So I asked the guy that ran the meeting, I'm like, let me get this straight, dude. You guys put together the campus. You put together the instructors. I don't have servers working in my basement. I don't pay the customer service. but you're going to give me up to half of all the infrastructure that you paid for and continue to pay for if I simply invite a person into this room and you do all the talking. And the guy's like, well, as long as they're getting education. I'm like, I get it. There's got to be a conversion there, but you're given half. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I asked him this. I go, is it cash or credit? This is me that night. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And he goes, and he's like, what do you mean? I go, like I get credit, like Renatus bucks, right? I can spend in the cafeteria at the campus, or I can get a hoodie, or I get extra coaching. Right back then, it was NR bucks. I get NR bucks, right? And he's like, because this is me critically thinking about this. What's the catch, right? And he goes, oh no, you're going to get cash. I go, you're giving me cash for you doing the talking and all the infrastructure you put together. Yeah. And is there a limit? He's like, what do you mean? I go, like 1 a month or 2 a month to match up, because you don't want to overburden the infrastructure, right, to pay out, because it's got to make some money or something. He goes, oh no, there's no limit. I go, you don't know who I am. I said, in the past, I used to write copy and throw it up in the Trib and attract people to my office. I'd do an interview. I'd put them in the field. They would go in the field, come back for a second interview, and then I would tell them how great peddling is, and they would come back and do it.
Wow.
And so I said, I know how to write copy. So if I put 100 people in this room next to me, you're going to pay me on all of them. He goes, yes, the ones that get started. I'm like, I get it. He goes, yeah. Right. And I looked at my wife. Here's what I looked at my wife. I said, you know what? I looked at her. I go, if this is real, we need a job again, ever. Pull the resumes off the internet.
And look at you now.
Right. And I said, because I don't need to sell Renatus. I just need to sell what I learned in this meeting. I learned something about taxes I didn't know after this meeting. I learned something about banking systems and amortized debt I didn't know, right? I learned something about how simple it could be to do real estate without using money or credit. Whereas I was like, no money or credit, I don't get that. But by the time this meeting's over, I understand exactly how people are doing it. Mm-hmm. I said, I can sell the meeting and then they'll sell the rest. So let's go. And we've never needed a job since. So.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, you make it sound so not complicated. You give it such a simple spin. Hey, you know what? You bring people to the meeting will take care of the rest. I love that. Oh man, if everybody could catch that vision, of, hey, all I need to do is just invite people, tell them how amazing the meeting is, how much I've benefited from attending the meeting, and then let the meeting take care of it.
There's the key. The key is that, right? Hey, here's what I got. I was leveraging I'm like, listen, Jay, I was talking to people over a desk, actually. I'm like, Jay, listen, let me tell you exactly what I saw and who I met, who I'm now working with. Would you like to meet them?
Yeah.
They haven't met them yet. But this is my experience with these people. You deserve to meet the people that I've already met. They're like, okay, I want to meet them. All right, great. Let's get that started. And then after the meeting, I'm like, now that you've met them, let me tell you what we're going to do together with this thing starting Monday. And they're like, I'm in. So, brings me back.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you carving out some time and being with us today. I know that you...
Is this over? I'm having fun.
Well, you want to keep talking?
Let's put up our feet and get out the cigars.
I don't know. How long is it supposed to be?
About this long.
About this long.
Is a typical.
Dude,
they
want to get rid of me. See, this is my problem.
No.
You guys.
No, we want to make sure. Nancy, I did not say that. I promise. No. I tell you what, I want to be respectful of your time. I want to be respectful of other people's time. I appreciate it. Is easy to see how it is that you have inspired so many people. And just in this conversation, I feel that energy. I feel that excitement that you have for what you do. It's contagious. That's amazing. I love it. I love talking with you and I love learning from you.
Yeah.
Ready for this?
Yes.
This is how well I listen. I'm always helping people understand something. Every time somebody calls me amazing, I'm like, no. 2,000 years ago, somebody walked on water and we still can't explain it. That's amazing. I'm a math thing, right? There was math between me getting in the car and getting to the meeting and a certain amount of time at the meeting. Then there was a math behind like, okay, so if I put this many people in a room, I should expect this kind of result. And there's a business behind that, right? So everything that we do, whether it be this business or real estate, isn't amazing. When you start saying, wow, that's an amazing opportunity, what happens is it becomes something that's realistic, right? Everything, even what Bob Snyder has created, is a math thing. It needs to be a math thing because we just keep adding to it. Does that make sense? So getting people and making it like useful, right? Like, let's break it down to something that your brain has got this, touch it to like, let me teach you how simple this is, right? That way, that's attainable by anybody can do this. Everybody knows somebody, and whether you had a conversation with them or not, they've always thought about doing something in real estate. I guarantee it. So you deserve to help them find this as a mission so that we can help them with what they're already losing money on. They're already losing money on taxes. They're already losing money in their banking relationship because they don't understand it. They're already losing money at the closing table because they're watching the closing like this. Do I own a house yet? 18-year-olds leaving high school go to a closing table like this because they didn't learn anything about it in high school. Like, do I sign now and I take on all the risk after I leave here? See, that's the problem with America. This is a solution for folks that have just graduated high school, right? In the essentials. And then beyond that, they can make a career of becoming wealthy through the one thing that leverages so much more than anything else, which is real estate. And who can't get committed to that? If you can't get committed to that, it's because you're frustrated about your results. And the problem is you're not being creative about your results, going, all right, I got these results. Let me just get creative to figure out how those results aren't going to happen again. And then a year from now, when you have great results, call the people back that you had results with before and apologize. Hey, Jay, I'm sorry. I wasn't as good today as I was. I wasn't as good last year as I am today, but I'm much better today. You deserve to work with the new me. You should call all your leads back and say, guys, I am much better today than I was back then. Let me tell you what I've been able to do. And they'll be like, really? So that's what I could achieve in a year? Let me come back to the meeting. So we're all growing, right? And you deserve to show yourselves off in order so that people can, you're a walking billboard in this business. When you start achieving stuff, even if it's out looking at a first house, you should be taking a picture. Hey guys, I'm out front of this house. What should I be doing with the paint? What should I be doing with landscaping? Throw it up on Facebook so other people can participate and you run your reality show because you're becoming amazing. Look at, I just used that word. You're becoming
yes, you did. A mad thing. That's right. Well, I tell you what, your passion is contagious. Your knowledge is delivered in an easy to understand format. And I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do and who you are.
Thank you.
Likewise, Scott.
I love you. Here's a hug. Hang on.
I want a hug.
I'm gonna hug you guys.
There we go.
A hug, but no kiss?
Well, I tell you what, that's going to be a wrap for us. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Remember that you deserve to take part in the Mega Reunion Tour. You deserve to get the tools to go out there and create a higher level of success than you've ever experienced before. You deserve it. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of myself and Mr. Matt Snyder, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Aaron Peterson for producing our show today. And one more time, Renatus rocks.
Rocks!
You rock.